episode 1. This is our first year anniversary of the podcast, man. Oh, man. On the fateful October 16th, we released our first episode of This Might Not Go Well, man. You see how awkward we sounded in that first minute?
Boy.
And now look at us. We low key experienced with podcasting now, man. 1 year, man. So, this week we gonna talk about our reflection of this past year. So instead of doing our weekly check-ins that we usually do, we're gonna talk about our reflection over the last year potting. But before we start that, please follow us on all social media at This Might Not Go Well. Please, if you have any business deals, branding opportunities, email us at thismightnotgowell@gmail.com.
Big facts. We're looking forward to seeing what y'all drop in the chat for the first year.
Yeah, man.
Man, it's weird out here, man.
What's your thoughts, man?
Oh, that's crazy. Man, this is commitment. They say black men don't commit. Look at us.
Come on now.
We outside. But
46 out of 52 weeks.
I'm about to say, and it was like the times that we missed were literally like vacations or family tragedies and things like that. So we was pretty consistent.
Yeah, fight the streets, man.
But I don't know, man. I feel it's weird, like I said, because it's like you just think about it's an idea we've talked about for years.
5 years, man.
And I feel like we didn't even peak yet. Like we're nowhere near the best that we can be in this, but we've cultivated a little fan base, little following. We've been able to, bring people in from our personal lives and let them come in and, talk and join us. And I feel like whenever somebody listens to an episode, I kind of have like that little cringy feeling because I'm like, man, we saying some wild stuff. But then more times than not, people are like really agreeing with our takes or offering their counterpoints and just continuous conversations. And as I always say, this has been supremely therapeutic for me, just as a naturally to myself person, to have a platform where I can like share my thoughts and we can share how silly we can be and our different takes on different situations and forcing us to have takes on situations that we might not have paid attention to. So I'm just super excited that we're a year in. We're gonna keep going. It's not stopping no time soon. So
That's a Fendi. I agree with everything you said, man. Just looking back on our audio, just how, I used to talk really fast. I still talk fast now and I still mess up words here and there. But just judging on the Instagram alone on our promotion effort, like we used to just take screenshots and just like put it on Instagram story and write out the episodes and then kind of like screenshot it and post it up. Now we actually like using like Canva to create it now, and we also dropping snippets, and then we also on YouTube, basically on all major platforms, like you name it, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, Amazon, audio. I was just like practically everywhere. And then we made it to the top 100 Black podcast list in our first year. It's been a great year, man. Even though I told Slick we should have started this 5 years ago, maybe we should bring back, our 2 videos that we made back in the days.
Them shits is buried. They should remain buried.
And review it. I still got it. You feel me? Maybe post it up on the YouTube channel or just do a quick reaction to it to see how our thoughts has been this past couple years. But yeah, we still got more stuff coming. Actually, we got some more collaboration coming. We actually might be having some ads soon. So, please email us at thismightnotgowell@gmail.com. If you want to place an ad, a pre-roll, mid-roll, and our podcast. And I'm excited for the years to come for this, man. Yeah.
It's weird people sending you money to talk. That shit is crazy.
That's a fact.
It's very weird for that. I think it's also like it's intriguing what people get from what your thoughts are. I mean, we said we try to balance the righteous and the ratchet for a long time. I mean, I guess even still, a lot of people really run to the ratchet section and kind of like, that's what they run on. But I think that's what a lot of people just, they want that step away from all the seriousness in the world. But I think we also do try to balance that. We've grown in creating just this platform. We could talk about everything. Like, if they fucking up with the vaccine mandates, we're going to talk about it and give you 2 different perspectives and takes. We'll open the floor to those around us to come out and do that. And I think every time people hit us up with different ideas to talk about, we try to to incorporate it. And I think this year will be, again, like you said, another big year of collaboration, big year for visuals. I think too, just us getting more creative in our own bags, using our stuff, like going through these subscriptions to things that we had that we might have used for one thing. Like freaking, I'm using Premiere right now. And I'm like, I would never have found a reason to use this. I just paid for it for no damn reason.
Like what else podcasts would you go when we talk about what coochie tastes like until, the mandate or just Uncle Joe Biden fucking up the system? Like, what else you could get to say? You feel me? Only at this might not go well. You feel me? Yeah. It's the balance.
And at the end of the day, it was generally created just for us to really just have a platform to talk. There was like no plan for what it could be. Yeah. It was simply just us just to talk. And I think the people are vibing with conversations. Even if they do go a little bit long sometimes, that just shows how authentic the conversations are, So.
Yeah, because there's been weeks where we like, there's nothing really to talk about. This might be a 30-minute episode, and then next minute it's like close to 2 hours. We're like, oh damn,
that's a fact. That is, I've definitely edited a few, like at least 3 or 4 2-hour, and that's not counting like we did the versus episode with the Usher versus JT. Yeah. Happy birthday, Usher, by the way.
Facts, and shout out to your son.
I'm about to say, but we really just gotten out of our traditional comfort zones, and we talk about sports, we talk about movies, music. He's put me onto some drill shit that I probably would never listen to in my life, but now I'm walking like, who wants to smoke with me? That shit's fire.
Yeah, like, and then we got to take our infamous take care versus nothing in the same debate that we've been having for years on this. And we still get mixed reviews on that, but it's been great though, It started off with just me and him always had a conversation. It would be like our weekly check-ins just before the pod, just like, what's our thought on this? What's going on in your life? And then we'd be like, we should really be podding about this. Like our conversation, what you hear on this podcast is what literally our conversation be like on the phone. We go from the ratchet to the righteousness into some mental health thing as well.
Yeah, our phone calls, we can never record those. You think this shit is bad? Woo!
Shitting me?
Let me tell you.
Oh, they hack our group chat is over.
It's over. It's over. Yeah. Don't even bother.
I ain't gonna hold you. It was a good run.
It was. I'm gonna just save the group chat to just do not read. Just like don't do it. Don't do it.
You feel me?
I'm going there.
All right. So
shout out Shaq too. Shaq been sending us Shaq. We got a.
Oh yeah, my fault. You know what? My fault though. You're right though. We have to shout out to the people who have been supporting us from the beginning though.
We got Shaq, Big Shaq. He in the group chat. He don't never want to let his voice be heard, but he be sending us some shit just to like make sure we think about it. And it's Facts. Like it'd be some dope conversations.
Shout out to Southside Jedi for coming through.
About to say he's a big promoter too. Shout out My Dreaded Mind, Rakibu Wayne. It's not a pod no more, but Get Your Own Opinion podcast. That was a fun one. We got to shout out Jamie Tox, who's been on a couple episodes. He will be up here, I think, next week too. So Jamie Tox,
a fact.
Got a couple of our favorite episodes with him.
Shout out to DJ
Vibes. We had Sa come through once and bless us with her presence. We've had some fun, man. Kendrick Crump thing. Shout out to Miss Crump. She pulled up last week. You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
and shout out to everybody who's been reposting our stuff. Shout out to Rank the Podcast IG page. They've been showing us really love all the time. Just always posting our episodes. Shout out to Failure to Report. You feel me? They show us love.
We about to be on there soon too.
You feel me? So check us out on there. Feel me? In a collaboration, they might come on our podcast in the future too. So look out for that. Just shout out to all the podcasts. It's really a community. Like when you enter this podcast lane, like you see a bunch of podcasts starting and they all come together and they all offer support and they all want to see people win, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, and I think now we're at the point we see that we can do something. I mean, we just pulled the numbers up. We're still another month, another 500, successful streams. It's like 490, 500. So right in that range. We just put it on Stitcher, put it on a couple more platforms. So I think it's crazy because normally you think you had these conversations and no one wants to hear it. Even though 500 in a month might not seem like a lot to a general person, to us that means everything. So that means it's growing.
Because you have to understand, me and Slick are, I don't want to say nobody's, but we basically not know IG famous people.
I'm quiet. I ain't posting on IG in like 2 years.
Yeah, like we not social media famous. We're not like, promoter famous. We're not like some dudes with clout. It's just us. We have, a good network of friends that we went to college with and, get a job.
We don't even abuse that, honestly.
That's a fact.
I don't call nobody to be like, yo, try to do me this favor, yo, hop on the pod to promote. Like, it's just like, yo, it's love.
We don't mass text people like, yo, new episode out, come check it out. We don't even do that.
I don't even post about the podcast in my personal life.
That's a fact. So yeah, so it's like we're not having that for just us reaching like 500 within the year. So let's try to get up to 1,000 to 2,000 next year and continue growing this platform.
I'm about to say, real talk. Let's just keep growing gradually. So if it blows up, it blows up. If not, no matter what, I enjoy doing this with you, my brother, and I'm happy that we actually followed through on something and got it done. We ain't been on no trips yet, but we done did this. We gonna have this might not go well summit eventually.
Facts. All right, so let's